Now, here's the thing about Othello. We as Orthodox understand what it means to say to be a slave to sin. To be a slave to sin. Because we understand sin as something that we suffer. Sin is a symptom of our underlying spiritual disease. The modern world sees sin purely as an ethical issue. But we are slaves to sin. And over again, Othello says that he is a slave to jealousy. And it's quite a nice point, but there is a distinction between saying that I am jealous and I am a slave to jealousy. And I just want to remind, I'm sure everybody knows this text, Romans. Don't you know that when you offer yourselves to someone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one you obey, whether you are slaves to sin, which leads to death, or to obedience, which leads to righteousness? But thanks be to God that though you used to be slaves to sin, you have come to obey from your heart the pattern of teaching that has now claimed your allegiance. You have been set free from sin and have become slaves to righteousness. So though in slavery, we're all slaves to something, the point is to move from a situation where we are slaves to sin to slaves to righteousness. And this is completely lost in the Western world. Completely. The whole concept only makes sense essentially to us. And that's why I believe we have a toe in the door of really understanding what Shakespeare is getting at. Because he was writing for all ages, but that means that he needs to be preserved so that he can speak to all ages and not undergo all those dreadful transformations, and the latest word is reimagining, for which you could pretty well put butchering the text. And so, briefly, Anthony is a slave to lust, completely irrationally. So he puts all of his duty, the Roman idea of duty, is pushed to one side. Well, at the beginning they say, well, this dotage of our generals overcomes the measure, and they put it down to him, just sort of having senior moments, dotage. But he is enslaved to lust. And Cleopatra is simply the object of that lust. It's not really about him at all. It's not really about her at all. It's about his enslavement. And again, this would be understood by his audience in a way that just does this to most modern audiences, because they want to make Shakespeare support their own ideology, their own agenda. And that's why we go through this, essentially what is referred to as director's theatre. It's not about clarifying Shakespeare, it's about obscuring him.